What's up, Roxstars? It's Rox coming to you today with a review for Power Book 2 Ghost Season 1, Episode 9, you guys. So before we get to the video, I just want to say, how is you all doing? Rocky Show did miss you guys. We didn't have no top of the blogs last week. We didn't have no Let's Talk About It. It was really hard for me not to do it, but I just was like, no, Roxanne, you on vacation because it's Christmas and it's your birthday and you need to relax. And child, I really needed to relax. So I forced myself to do it and I'm glad I did. I want to thank you guys all for the birthday wishes, the memes, the comments, the love, the gifts, the money, the everything. You guys really did show up and show out for me on Saturday, and it really made an old bitch feel good. I was really happy to get those messages. They just really do mean a lot. I know it doesn't seem like it, even just when people just say happy birthday. It just really does make me feel like I have a lot of you guys' support, and you know, it's just love all around. So I really appreciate you guys, and thank you guys for letting me take, you know, a few days off last week. Nobody was asking me to come back. Nobody was asking. I mean, it was really a really nice chill week, and I had a great time in Utah with my family, and snow and fun and all of that, eating and drinking and good times. But now we back in Atlanta. It is a busy day today. I have to do these videos today. Thank goodness there's no Real Housewives of Atlanta to do. I'm gonna go vote today. I got a lot of things that I gotta do, so we getting this done early, you guys. So just wanted to tell you guys all, thank you so much. You guys really just mean a lot to me. But anyway, you guys, with no more further ado, the review. Let's get to it, shall we? Child, we have a lot going on. A lot is going on in Power. I was almost stressed out trying to get all of my notes in, but I think we got it. Y'all gonna have to stick with me though, okay? It's a lot of moving parts. Now, the show opens with Kane working with the GTG boy. They cut up some bodies. I'm assuming that it's some enemies of Kane, and are putting it in like some sort of like big thing that they're going to get rid of the body, but it's chopping up parts and, you know, just casually throwing it in, at least casually for Kane. GTG boy is looking like this nigga crazy. I was like, ooh, Kane, you're not going off the deep end, are you? But more about Kane later. Tariq is at school. He gets a text message for 2-bit. He's still looking for his $50,000 for saving his life. Well, you know what? Tariq don't have $50,000. So what does he gonna do? He calls Davis, says that he's gonna be late with this payment. Is that okay? Davis says, yes, all right. You know what? I'm just gonna hold off on the expert witness. What expert witness is that? We ain't heard about no expert witness. That's because it ain't one. That Davis know he's something else. Tariq was like, no. You know what? Don't hold off on the expert witness. If it's somebody that we really need to help my mama case, then you go on and do it. I'm gonna come up with the money. Don't worry about it, okay? But when he gets off the phone with Davis's assistant, you know, Paula, she was just like, what expert witness are you talking about? Well, there's none, okay? But Davis says that he just tells Tariq these things to kind of keep him in line, make sure he stays on the path. And, you know, Paula don't like that. You lying to this boy, you know, this ain't right. At the same time, Tasha is worried about Tariq. She calls him and tells him that she's worried about everything that's going on in the court, you know, in the case. And Tariq says, don't worry about it, Mom. I got everything under control. I'm going to make sure that Davis has that expert witness that's coming up. And, you know, Tasha was like, what expert witness? I said, Yeah, Davis' slip is hanging. Okay, he getting sloppy, all right, creating all of these stories and ain't got nothing to back it up. Tasha does want Tariq to slow down, but really right now, the boy just can't afford to do that. Now, let's jump over to Zeke with his dumb ass, you guys. He is so pussy whipped, it's unbelievable. But anyway, you know, he wakes up the next morning, you know, with his real woman, Milgram. And she's just really concerned, like, what's going on with all them bruises on you? What, you know, what is going on? He doesn't really want to tell her, but she presses him. So he makes up a story that some old guys from the old neighborhood kind of jumped him because they acted like they wanted a signature from him or take a picture with him or something like that. And when he went to, you know, take the picture, then that's when they jumped him. Okay, who are the boys? This fool gonna say GTG. I was like, why you couldn't just say, you know, just some homeboys from back in the day, you know, jealous from high school. It ain't nothing serious. Instead, he actually tells her the gang name. And I was just like, yeah, Zeke is a little, you know, dumb athlete-ish. Of course, Milgram, she ain't from, that life. She was just like, oh, we got to go to the police. He was like, no, we can't go to the police about this. And she was like, you have to go to police. She's kind of putting it all in perspective for him. I mean, yes, it does make sense. But Zeke, come on now. You are part of a big ass drug family, not just some little old measly peasly little shit. I'm gonna need you to think about this, fool. So she's trying to convince him. He ain't feeling too sure about it, but she can't really argue with him too much because she has to go to a staff meeting about the kid that drowned in the pool. Okay, so she rushes off to the campus. I guess there's only 4 floor teachers at Stansfield. I was just like, where everybody else at? Okay, but anyway, it's Professor White Man. It's the black lady that was the dean or whatever. It's Milgram. It's Jabari. And it is Alfonso, whatever his name is, who is the detective who is in charge of this case. The kid that was drowned, he was part of the gang. Okay, get the guap. All right, and then of course Milgram says GTG. And I was like, you can't think to yourself, bitch, what the fuck you got to be saying it out loud for? I was just like, oh Lord, So they was like, you're familiar? Jabari's like, oh, she doesn't know any. I was like, Jabari, what? Oh my God. Anyway, as the guy is telling them about GTG and the student being there, and the dean is like, we don't have any gangsters here in this on this campus. You might not have any gangsters that go to this school, but it was a gangster on this campus, and clearly this gangster must know somebody on this campus for them to be here. Okay, so I'm gonna need to talk to some of the students who have similar backgrounds. There's like, what? You're racially profiling. He don't give a fuck. He just need to talk to these kids because he's trying to figure out what happened with this kid that got killed at the pool. Okay, well, Milgram says, well, you can't profile these kids like that. No, but maybe I can help. I can get them to trust me. The students, she is a counselor. Okay, it would be natural for them to come and talk to her. And the investigator was like, you can do that, Jabari? Oh yes, I'd be very happy to help her figure out who. Jabari, okay, we don't need a captain save a hole. I wish Jabari would go somewhere. I keep on thinking that Jabari is going to get killed, but something tells me that Milgram is going to get her ass killed with all her needling, okay? Actually, it would be a blessing if both of them got... I shouldn't say blessing. That's not right. Okay, but it would be nice if the two of them could just bump off and we can just be done with them. Anyway, she's annoyed that Jabari tries to come to, help her. She's looking at him like, this nigga here. So they go back to class. Jabari is talking to the class about Frankenstein. That is the book that they are reading right now. And you know how they do. They go and discuss Frankenstein, and usually it has some way that it ties in with what's going on with Tariq. In this case, they're talking about, Tariq mentions that Frankenstein acted the way that he did because of the way the monster acted the way that he did because of the way Frankenstein treated him. Of course, Jabari is like, that's just the answer I was looking for, Tariq. Okay, he has this weird love-hate relationship with Tariq. I mean, he's jealous because he thinks she's fucking Milgram, but he also is impressed with Tariq's mind. While they're talking about Frankenstein, LSK, light-skinned Keisha, she talks about how that kind of ties in with the body that was found at the pool, and how they're treating all of the students like they're some sort of monster because of this kid that got killed there. And Jabari was like, I'm not going to help the police in any way with this, but if anybody out there has any information, basically you can come talk to me. While they were in the class and while they were discussing Frankenstein, Lauren puts her foot in her mouth and mentions, something about, he deserved to be treated the way that he was because he was this monster. And, talking kind of says that people that are in jail deserve to be there as well. And Tariq took offense to that. So after class, she rushes up to him and she's trying to apologize to him. Of course, she's like, your mother doesn't deserve to be in jail, but drug dealers and murderers do. I said, well, girl, you batting 1,000 right now. You know what? Tariq got a lot on his mind right now. He can't be dealing with Lauren, so he tells her to leave him the fuck alone. And you guys, the reason why I say that Milgram is probably going to get her ass killed is because she goes and she does some research on the Tejada family. Okay, she has a picture of Zeke and she sees Zeke in his family, his auntie, his uncle, and all of that. Looks on the back, sees the name, starts to do some research on that, sees that Lorenzo in jail had some tie-in with the GTG gang, and she's just sort of looking like, oh my goodness, what have I gotten myself into? okay? Or she might have the look on her face that says, oh my goodness, let me research even more. But Jabari busts in, so he kind of stops her research, startles her. But he wants to know if she's found anything. She tries to brush him off. He sees the picture of Zeke and his family, and he noticeably singles out Drew. Okay, well, at least she notices that somebody looks familiar to him. She says, does anything ring a bell to you? And he goes, no. But of course he knows Drew from when Tariq went and met him at the seedy motel. Okay, but he keeps that little bit of information to himself. He ain't finished his book yet, y'all. I said, this fool about to go do something dumb too. I really hope that them two do something dumb together and just, like I said, get themselves killed. But anyway, Milgram goes back and confronts Zeke about it. Okay, talking about his family. He plays dumb. She tells him, listen, Zeke, none of this is a coincidence. If they start questioning you and finding out about all of this, you trying to be in the NBA, you could lose everything. You could go to jail. You could be implicated. Please just let me help you. I was like, girl, what part of big time drug dealer family did you not see? Why do you think that you should be doing this? Girl. But she has that in her where she just has to help people, and it's gonna be her undoing. Even though Zeke says that he gotta go, you can tell that what she said to him has weighed heavy on his conscience. Now let's jump over to Auntie. She driving her kids crazy. She running them to death, especially Drew. He tells her that maybe she needs Kane to come back. Don't you ever say that name in this house again. Auntie ain't got no time for Kane. Tariq comes to the bar, and he's trying to get his re-up on his drugs. So he sits down with her, and Drew starts taking the bricks of cocaine out of his backpack, and Tariq was like, this is not my normal order. Like, what's going on? And she was like, I know it's not, but we having a few little problems right now. Those are the drugs that we took off of Rico's truck. Okay, but the block is real hot right now because Rico's asking all these questions, and he's just like not really sure if he should trust us or not and all of that. So this is all we got. Well, because the block is hot, Tariq's block is even hotter than Auntie's block right now. He was like, maybe we need to lay low a little while until shit calmed down. And she was like, oh, let you tell it ain't nobody watching us. Ain't that what you said? Oh yeah, that's what I said. Let me take my bricks and go. Now Drew goes to confront Kane about their issues with Rico. Tells Kane, like, man, you tripping. Like, we can't run our drugs and shit. You know what? Kane can't worry about it. Fuck Auntie. Okay, Mama didn't want me to come back, so this is what we got to do. She can run the campuses with Tariq. I can run the streets. Come on and join with him. We can run these streets together. We ain't got to have Monet. We ain't got to have Lorenzo. Drew is looking at Kane like he's crazy, and then he sees old GTG boy back there. He's like, what the fuck is he doing here? Okay, Kane said, well, he loyal. And he said, but don't you remember he tried to shoot your damn cousin's knees off? Kane don't have time for that. You know what, Drew? Either you're going to be with me or you're going to be against me. I guess GTG boy is with him right now. If I was chopping up bodies with him earlier, I would be too. So now Drew goes back and tells Auntie about what happened, his confrontation with Kane, seeing GTG there. And Auntie was like, you should have shot them all, including Kane. Drew said, I'm not shooting my own fucking brother. Auntie is trying to stress to Drew that he is up right now. We can't worry about Kane no more. You the one that's in the lead spot. Okay, Drew don't really want that lead spot, but Auntie says you don't have any choice. Okay, this is just what it is. Diane was just like, Mama, what we gonna do? Okay, so now Drew is that man. Okay, he walks off, and Diane was like, what are we gonna do? Auntie said, I know we need to, but right now Tariq is moving our bricks. And she was like, yeah, but is them bricks gonna be enough? Okay, speaking of them bricks, Tariq is back in the dorm talking to Mel. And, Mel is still salty about the shit that happened. Tariq not telling them about, Effie and the cocaine and all of that. All right, still salty about the girlfriend. I mean, just Mel salty. Tariq hadn't been able to catch up with him, but he finally is able to. He tells Mel that, the kid that drowned in the pool was, Kane was the person that did it. And Mel was like, why you ain't told me? He was like, fuck, I ain't been able to. You been gone. You been mad. But do you have time now? Can you spare 5 minutes? Okay, then. So he starts bringing the bricks out of his backpack. You know what? Mel is happier now. Okay. we need to move these and we need to move it fast. Mel suggests that they go take it to Yale. They can make more money there. Well, Tariq don't know about that. Yes, that's a good idea, but if you don't fuck with him right now, you know what, can you hook up a connection? And Mel says, yeah, let me work on it. So I guess Mel and Tariq are back in business. Zeke, because he's so smart, he decides to go back and confront Auntie about it. Actually, this probably was a good idea so he could put her on so she could know exactly what the fuck is going on. But anyway, Zeke goes back and tells Auntie about Professor Milgram, saying that she would help him. She said, oh, Professor Milgram, Carrie, that's the bitch name, huh? You guys was awfully cozy down there in the quad the other day. Well, he doesn't admit to anything, but he tells her how, you know, he could lose everything if the connection is made, that he's connected to this family, and, you know, the GTG was there because of Tejadas and, you know, all of that. If everything gets linked and connected right, he could lose everything.
He was like, Auntie, maybe I need to distance myself. Okay, Milgram said that she would help.
She looking at him like, Milgram said she'd help, huh? She's just pissed off that the bitch keep butting her nose in places that nobody asked her to be, all right? So she getting frustrated with Zeke, but Zeke is scared, you know? So she apologizes to him. You know what? I'm sorry. Why don't you just spend the night tonight, okay? I was like, Zeke, if you really trying to distance yourself, this ain't the way to do it. But, you know, what else he's supposed to say? Okay, Auntie, I'll spend the night, you know? Diane comes in the room while he's walking out looking all dejected and everything. When he walks off, she goes up to her mom, and you know what, Auntie is just thinking about Milgram. You know, something is going on with Milgram and Zeke. And Diane was like, you know what, I saw something in Tariq's backpack. I thought it was about Tariq, but you know what, it might be about Zeke. And you guys know what she's talking about. It was that card that they had when they had to try to find out the other person's secret. Well, I'm sure she tells Auntie. So while Milgram is back at the school campus talking to the investigator on what she has now found out about GTG, I said, girl, you was really about to get yourself in. Oh my God, this is serious, okay? And I don't know why she is not erring on the side of caution, but she tells them about GTG, and, you know, one of her students got jumped and beat up and all of this, okay? Doesn't give any names yet, but she definitely puts, you know, she puts it out there. So I guess pleased with herself afterwards, she goes to her office. And child, when I tell you, this was the best scene when she flicked on that light and Auntie was sitting there in that chair. Okay, I was scared for her. She was just like, oh, Monet, you know, what are you doing here? And she was just like, listen, I know what you fucking doing. So I would advise you to stop digging your nose and shit that you ain't got no place being. You running around here saying shit that you think you know, but you don't know. Trust me, you don't know. You don't know. Of course, you know, Milgram is like, it's not appropriate that you're here after hours. She said, oh, appropriate like you fucking my nephew, huh? That's appropriate too? Let me tell you something, sis. If you don't want anybody to find out what the fuck you doing, then I would advise you to shut your fucking mouth about what I'm doing over here, okay? Mind your business, bitch. Mind your business. If Zeke gets implicated or connected to this situation in any way, you best believe that your name is going to be the first one out my mouth. And I was like, and bitch, you better hope that it's to the police and not to the street. So do you comprende? Yeah, she comprendes. I was glad somebody finally slowed that damn Milgram down, but something tells me she's still gonna be in it. Now, you guys, let's switch gears and let's jump over to Tasha. So, you know, she's in jail, of course, and they do one of those sweeps where they go and check all of the cells just to make sure there ain't no paraphernalia and shit in there that they're not supposed to have. So, of course, Tasha is worried, but one of the guards comes and was like, give me the cell phone. I'm the one that gave you the cell phone. I'm the one that put it in there. You know, give it to me. Well, what other choice does she have? All right, so she gives it to him. So, surprise, surprise, there's nothing found in Tasha's cell. Even though they thought they was gonna find some shit, it's nothing there. Tasha about had enough of this damn jail cell, this damn prison facility. The guards there is fucked up and all of that. So she tells Davis that she wants to get transferred. He said, no, we can't do that right now. It's way too much work, and we're not doing that. Tasha asked him, who is this expert witness? Well, you know, he hems and haws, and anyway, he doesn't exactly say who the person is, but, you know, Paula notices that he is lying, and Paula, instead of, you know, calling him on it in front of Tasha, of course, she doesn't do that, but she notices, and she doesn't like it. Tasha says, whoever the fuck the witness is, it better be good, because I got kids out there. I need to get back out there to my babies. DNC also goes and tells Overly Dedicated that her cell was clean, and Overly Dedicated was like, that's absolutely no way. I had got good information that she had a cell phone in there. Well, the cell phone wasn't there. But you know what? Overly Dedicated is about sick of DNC. He says, look, I got this thing. I got this case. You're going to have to trust me on it. Besides, you don't really have any other choice. Okay, leave me the fuck alone. So Overly Dedicated walks off from DNC. I guess he's starting to feel himself. And what can DNC really do? Well, DNC can tell him that they not really feeling this whole connection with Tasha and Tariq and them trying to get, Tariq implicated and charged for murder. Like, he don't like this. He still wants Tasha to be the one that's getting charged. And while you getting Tasha charged, you know what? You need to get Davis charged too, because that nigga is dirty and he ain't doing right either. And Overly Dedicated was just like, Davis, like her lawyer? Yes, him too. He doing some shit he ain't supposed to do. All right, the headlines is gonna love it all. You know what? Take them all down. Now, Davis and Overly Dedicated, remember the dream witness is Epiphany. I'm thinking to myself, like, why is it that the both of you guys are going together? This is stupid, okay? You guys, clearly everybody knows you guys are on different sides. Even if one went there and explained that the other one was in cahoots, it does not look good for you both to show. So that was dumb on Davis's part. But anyway, they go over to the house, and the girl who plays Epiphany, I'm gonna tell you, she's a good ass actress. I mean, she has that hood girl stripper, has it down, and I bet you she's nothing like that. I just love to hear her act. Girl, she was great. So anyway, she was talking to Davis and Overly Dedicated when she comes in. She was just like, you know what? I'm not snitching. I'm not working with the feds, even if they are fine ass. Okay, Overly Dedicated thinks she talking about, nigga, we not talking about you. We talking about Method Man. They start to talk to her about her recent legal problems. And, they basically are telling her that if she goes and says some shit about Tasha, and Ghost, then she can get... Overly Dedicated can take care of those legal issues. She was just like, what? Talk bad about Tasha, in front of Tasha? Like, hell no, she not doing that. She ain't no snitch. Okay, well, we can get rid of all of your problems. We trying to help you out here. And she was just like, well, what do you want me to say? Now, Tasha calls Paula on down to the jail. Okay, and when Paula gets there, Tasha was like, you know what, Paula, I thought you was my girl, but I see you've been lying to me the same way that Davis has been. Why you ain't told me about no damn expert witness? Of course, Paula is not really trying to admit to anything, and Tasha just peeps the game and says, look, I know you sleeping with Davis, okay, and he is married, right? Okay, so you the other woman, okay, and now you feeling like you got to protect him. Girl, I know, I've been there. My husband was cheating and everything, and you know what? Everybody was getting the lion and all of that. And I felt like I needed to protect people and all of that. And look where it got me. You see where I am, right? Okay. Don't get played the fool. Paula was like, I'm not being played the fool. He said that the expert witness was a Dr. Epiphany Turner. And Tasha was like, Epiphany Turner ain't no fucking doctor. She's a stripper. Okay. Now, Paula is upset about that because clearly you can't confuse a stripper with a doctor. And honey, she goes and sits down with Tasha. And they start to connect the dots. So Overly Dedicated is going to call Epiphany to the stand. Okay, Paula says, what is she going to say? And Tasha don't know what Epiphany is going to say. She got an idea and it ain't good for her. Okay, so then she tells her that, yeah, Epiphany, we need to do something about it. Tell Tariq that Epiphany is just like Slim. Okay, and when he get the chance, that he needs to handle Epiphany the same way that Slim was handled. So Paula goes back and tells Tariq exactly what Tasha said. Okay, that Epiphany needs to be handled just the same way that Slim was handled. So he knows what that means. I don't know why Paula was so confused on this, girl. You talking to a supposed drug dealer or killer and all of this, and you don't realize that when she says that she needs to be handled the same way that Slim was handled, that don't ring any bells in your mind, Paula, that she talking about that Tariq need to kill him? Kill the girl? So I was just like, okay, Paula. Now jumping over to Tariq and Mel, they having a conversation. Tariq is trying to tell him all about Nosy Niecy and how she was no good and how she drugged him and all of this and all of that. He finally tells him that her uncle is, the U.S. District Attorney and that he is investigating him. He's the one that's prosecuting his mother. Okay, shows him a picture of Overly Dedicated, and he was like, oh my God, I've seen him before. But anyways, this is when they linking up with Effie. Okay, Effie thinking that she gonna just be meeting with Mel, but actually Tariq is there as well. So, when she walks up Mel walks off and Tariq's just talking to her, and she was just like, yeah, that was pretty fucked up what you did. And he was like, I'm sorry, it was some shit going down. I didn't want you to be mixed up in it. But you know what, Tariq needs Effie right now. She the only one that really understands him like that. Tariq just finally pours out his heart. My mom wants me to do something that I know I can't do. I'm not a monster. I'm not this person. You know what, Effie says, you know what, you are a monster. Okay, and I know that I'm a monster, and we're exactly alike. I accepted it a long time ago when I turned you in and got us kicked out of the school, child. So is the sooner that you accept that you a monster, the better. So with that little bit of information, Tariq shows up at Epiphany's house. Okay, I don't know how everybody know where Epiphany lives, considering that's not her own damn house, but okay. Epiphany, she's not knowing that Tariq is about to come kill her ass. You know, she talking to some dude, you know, that's one of her regulars. When him and his wife go out of town, she stay at the house. She ain't looking at Tariq in no kind of, you know, side eye or nothing. Tariq is looking around, notices that her son isn't there. Okay, that's good. It'll make it easier for him to kill her. Thank goodness Epiphany just kind of runs her mouth, because she mentions that Overly Dedicated and Davis was there. He was like, they were here together? She was like, yep. Okay, ding, ding, ding. All right, Tariq knew it was some shit going on. He just ain't been able to put it all, you know, it ain't been cohesive, but he knew it was some shit. She was just like, yeah, you know, they told me that they would help me with, you know, my legal problems if I said some shit about your mom. So, of course, now Tariq is looking at the gun, pulling the gun out. I said, oh, Epiphany, you fixed to go down, girl. She was like, but if I had, you know, some money, really, I would just leave. Well, wait a minute. Maybe I don't have to kill you now. Okay, Tariq looks in his backpack. That $50,000 that's supposed to be going to Davis and to 2-Bit. Well, you know what? Looks like we're going to have to go on and get that to Epiphany, because, well, he can't let his mama go to jail, right? So now the next day in court, Overly Dedicated is calling Epiphany Turner up to the stand, and Epiphany Turner is not there. The judge is like, your witness is not here. He said she said that she would be here. Okay. Well, she not. Overly Dedicated is pissed. DNC is pissed. Tasha is relieved. Okay. So we get a break, and Overly Dedicated and Davis are in the bathroom talking. Okay. Davis is like, I didn't know that Epiphany was gonna run. You know, she said that she would come speak the same way she told you, she told me. Overly Dedicated don't trust Davis on that. You know what? You told Tasha about Epiphany. And he says, no, I didn't. And she said, yes, why was Paula down there at the jailhouse talking to her? And Davis was like, trust me, Paula was not down there. Oh, yes, she was. Don't be so convinced on your ding that she wasn't. Well, Overly Dedicated says his people down there said that she was. What could they be talking about other than Epiphany? You know what? That's why I didn't trust your ass anyway. But Davis is looking at him like, oh, the fuck will. Okay. So they go back into the court. Davis confronts Paula about going to talk to Tasha. And why would you tell her about Epiphany? And she said, because you lied to me, being the jilted lover. So she was just like, you know what, you're married and you don't tell me the truth, and I'm sitting over here fucking you and you doing whatever, you know, just kind of feeling like the old used woman scorned. Okay, hell hath no fury, you need to tell me the truth. And he said that he made a deal with Overly Dedicated, but now the deal is over, and now Overly Dedicated is trying to take everybody down, including Davis and including Paula. Paula looking at him like, what the fuck, I'm not in this, I didn't know all this was going on. So he tells her about the plan to get Tasha acquitted, put Tariq in jail. Please help me out on this. You know, I really need you. And she was just like, you go over there and get the help from your fucking wife. Okay? Don't come asking me to do shit for you no more, nigga. I told you not to trust Overly Dedicated. Now you on your own. So they go back into the court, and the judge was like, okay, Epiphany ain't here clearly. What do you want to do? Overly Dedicated says, you know what, now I want to call Tariq St. Patrick to the stand. Oh, child, that Tasha about to have a conniption. Can he do that? You know, she just like, what the fuck, can he do that? And Davis looks over at Overly Dedicated and says he just did. So now Tasha's all upset. When court breaks, she's back at jail. She makes a collect call to Tariq, and she says, listen, Overly Dedicated is going to call you to the stand. I just wanted to be the one to tell you. Okay, so I told Paula to get some information to you about your homework. You know, did you do that? And Tariq says, yeah, Mom, I lost the homework, but, you know, we ain't got to worry about it. She was just like, what do you mean? What does that mean? Okay, Don't talk in riddles, boy. Tell me what you're talking about. He said, nothing bad is going to happen, Mom. She was like, no, you need to tell me clearly what it is. What do you want this boy to say, girl? You was on the damn payphone from the jailhouse. Do you want him to say, I paid the girl off and she's gone now? He can't say that clearly, okay? He was just like, don't worry about it. Epiphany is not going to testify in court. But what does that mean? Girl, you just going to have to go with that for now. Plus, Tariq got to go. Okay, can't talk to you right now because he's at Monet's place. You know what? Now he got to pay the piper because he don't have Monet's money. All right, so he goes in there and he tells her, yeah, I don't have your money right now. Okay, it was some shit was going down. My mother needed it. I had to give it to her. Oh, and you don't do that with Auntie's money, right? So she pulls the gun on him, and Diane and Drew is there. No, mommy, you can't do this. And she was like, he knows the repercussions of, you know, stealing my fucking money. Okay, and Tariq was like, you know what, you right. Okay, I deserve it. Everything that I've done, you know, he starts talking about, of course, we know he's talking about his past and shit that happened with his dad and all of the other shit that's gone on in his life. And, you know, he's just like, you're right, I do deserve it. She's looking at him like, what are you talking about? Like, we just talking about my money. I don't know what else you, okay. All Auntie knows is that she got to kill Tariq. Now, jumping over to Kane, we see him at his spot. GTG boy brings in the shipment. All right, Kane goes and checks on it, looks at the product, and was like, this Auntie shit. Nigga, you stealing from my family? Okay, and GTG boy was like, no, I got these drugs from Rico. Said he was looking for a new distro. Kane realizes that, oh my God, Rico was trying to take Auntie out of the business, okay? Trying to run his family out. GTG was like, isn't that what you wanted? Like, I thought that's what we was doing here. Well, he ain't meant for them to all get shot and killed, so, yeah, this is bad news. So he picks up his cell phone. He trying to call Auntie to warn her, okay, that Rico's about to take you guys out. And of course, Auntie too busy being over there about to kill Tariq. So she ain't got time to answer the phone. So you know what? He just gonna rush over there. So we see a sinister car full of people, you know, driving, we're presuming, to Auntie's spot, you know, and we're thinking that these are the people that Rico sent. They pull up to the spot, and while Auntie is pointing the gun at Tariq, they see the cars pull up, and Drew was like, why they just sitting there like that? You know what Auntie knows, and she tells everybody to duck. All right, so everybody falls on the ground right as the house, the business gets sprayed up. Like Soulja Boy. Pow, pow, pow. Tariq covers his body over Diane's, you know, Monet runs, they all duck. It looks like nobody gets shot, but then we see that Drew has gotten shot, okay? And they all speed off. As soon as they speed off, then right afterwards, up pulls Kane, okay? He rushes in there, and Auntie, you know, is doing a piss poor job of acting, you know, oh, Drew, don't do this to me, don't do that. I said, Mary J, girl, we gonna have to work with the acting coach. This child just can't get the emotions that we need. I was just like, I know you trying, Mary, I'm with you, girl, I'm with you. You know, she's just like, please don't go, please, you know. And Drew just sitting there with a big ass gun shot in this, like right in this area right here. Kane comes in there like, oh my God, and you know, she pulls a gun on him like, you know what, you should have been here. Where you been? I was like, excuse me? You told him never to come back? He was like, Mama, I tried to call you to warn you. He can't win for fucking losing. You guys gonna blame Kane if shit go bad, if shit go good? I mean, you just always gonna blame him, right? So she tells Kane to take Drew's body. They gonna take him to the hospital or whatever to see if they can get him worked on. And then she tells Tariq, you know what, you lucky you saved Diane's life. I do owe you for that when I still got some shit to take care of with you. Might not kill you, but I don't know right now. Okay, I can't deal with this right now. I got to go check on my boy. Tariq was like, okay, well, thank you for that. You know, I hope that Drew is okay. And then he rushes off. He rushes off to meet with Paula, who tells him that Overly Dedicated has this video of him confessing to the murder of his father at the grave site. She also tells him that she doesn't work for Davis any longer. So she's really hoping that Tariq is going to take care of Davis and Overly Dedicated. She just done with all of them. In the meantime, Auntie is at the hospital. Okay, she over there again trying real hard to cry. I said, Mary, you could do it, girl. You could do it. You know, just think of something real sad. Kane walks up. Of course, they blaming Kane. Diane even slaps him and said, Rico did this because you left. And again, didn't you guys send the boy away? Auntie tells Kane that she through fucking with him and that he better stay out of her way or she gonna kill him her damn self, you know. And so when she starts to walk off, he was like, but Ma, you made me like this. And she was just like, I don't want to hear it. She don't want to hear nothing else. I tell you, I'd be so heartbroken for that poor little Kane child. You know, I know he a fuck up and I know he just kind of on the streets and he just the muscle and everything. But still, come on, that's your son, Auntie. I mean, ain't no way you can try to fix things with Kane. You are pushing this boy to the brink. He is not stable, Auntie. But whatever. Now that Auntie has really shunned him, he makes a call. We don't know who is to at first, but then we see he meet up with little Latino lover, and I was like, oh, okay. Kane is frustrated with, Triple L because he didn't take out Tariq like he said. You know, they had made an agreement that that's what they was going to do, and then little Latino lover disappeared and all of that. You know, a little Latino lover says that he ain't got to do this shit. You know, he goes by what Auntie and Lorenzo say, and you know what? He can't be going by what Kane say and all of this. Kane is frustrated that he can't rely on little Latino lover, all right? Kane is frustrated from the night. He's frustrated from his family. He's been outcast. You know what? What can he do? He got to beat somebody up. He got to kill somebody. So he kicks little Latino lover in the mouth, knocks him down, pulls out his gun. And Triple L is like, please don't do this. Don't do this. And I was like, Kane, why are you about to kill the one police officer who keeps your family out of trouble? This is not smart, Kane. This is not smart. But like I said, he just at his wit's end, and he goes on and puts a cap in little Latino lover's head. That is not smart. Tejados has lost their protection. And then lastly, you guys, the next day we see Tariq. He meets with Tamika. There goes our girl. Okay, sharp, nice wig and whatnots. He's meeting with her. She says, give me $1. And he gives her that $1. And she says, okay, now I'm your lawyer. Whatever you tell me is protected by attorney-client privilege. Okay, let me ask you a question. Did you kill your father? All right. And it looks like it actually is a relief for Tariq to finally say, yes, I did kill my father, but not because I'm a monster, but because he's a monster. And she says, yeah, I believe that. I believe that he is a monster and that you're not a monster. Okay. And he says, you know what? I cannot let, Overly Dedicated put my mother in jail. Not for something that I did. So when Overly Dedicated calls me to the stand, then I want to confess. That's how it ends, you guys. All right, you guys, that is it. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is itsrox. Took away the 4, you guys. Everything I do will be in the bar below, okay? And I'm going to get off of here. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Until next time, Roxstars. Bye.